Good afternoon. I would ask that everybody please stand for our national anthem, performed by the Burlington High School Band and conducted by senior drum major Anna Carolina Silva. Thank you. You may be seated. I now present to you our alma mater, On Burlington, performed by seniors of the chorus, Taylor Bradfield, Flower Joy Burley, Erica Chewinski, Nicole DeMambro, Isabel Gill, Courtney Magnarelli, Holly Otterbridge, Alexis Rigolini, Sarah Sendenshanga, Giovanni C.K. Korski, and Lucas Vado, conducted by senior drum major Sean Gallagher.
We will stand up tall as we honor one and all. May the sun shine bright on Burlington. When you hear the music start, let the pride swell in your heart. May the sun shine bright on Burlington. May the sun, may the sun shine bright. May the sun shine bright on Burlington. May the sunshine fall in the winter, spring, and fall. May the sun shine bright on Burlington.
Nice job. Thank you. You have stayed on too, that's good. Superintendent Dr. Conti, School Committee Chair Mrs. Bond, and other members of the Burlington School Committee, representatives from town committees, teachers, parents, grandparents, friends, and family, and especially to the class of 2022, welcome to Burlington High School's graduation ceremony. I'd like to begin by recognizing our faculty and staff who are here with us today. Burlington teachers and administrators are exceptional and always go above and beyond. They are the definition of true professionals, and I thank them for providing the support and guidance that has fostered the success of these young men and women throughout the years. Please join me in a round of applause for them now. To the class of 2022, in a short time, you will receive your diploma, which will mark your achievement of graduating from Burlington High School. And I'm proud to be able to tell you for the first time, congratulations. And let me also tell you, class of 2022, that you will be missed. You've set yourselves apart and have continued a tradition of excellence at Burlington High School, and it's been my privilege to be with you these last 4 years. As individuals and within teams and groups, everyone with us here today can attest that you have proven to be talented, hardworking, and dedicated students. Our community has been privileged with your incredible academic achievements, outstanding athletic accomplishments, exciting musical and drama performances, wonderful artistic creations. You've all accomplished so much, and it's been my pleasure to watch you mature these last 4 years. But always know that you are much more than a list of accolades. You've been a group that has proven to be kind and compassionate, always willing to help others, and pulling together for our school and community. These attributes will undoubtedly propel you to continue to do great things. You'll also be remembered for persevering through these last difficult couple of years. The strength and character you have all displayed during these challenging times has been remarkable to watch. I'm certain that on the other side of this pandemic, you will be stronger and more resilient than ever before. And because of this, I know that the future is in good hands. As you begin the next chapter of your lives, higher education, the military, or the workforce, remember the people that have helped you get to the place you are today. Parents, siblings, grandparents, teachers, counselors, coaches, whoever has been there for you, take time to thank them for the sacrifices that they have made and the support, encouragement, and guidance they've given you over the years. Class of 2022, you all have the knowledge, you have the potential, but most importantly, you all have the drive to make anything possible. Make the most of your skills and take from Burlington the memories and the confidence that you can accomplish anything that you set your mind to. And as you venture away from Burlington High School, always surround yourself with like-minded, caring, and positive people like the folks here with you today. These are the people who will sustain you when times get tough. They'll encourage you, support you, and assist you in accomplishing things you never thought possible. Wherever your future leads you, I look forward to hearing about the great places your experiences will take you and the amazing things I have no doubt you'll accomplish. Remember, like Winston Churchill famously said, success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage to continue that counts. Congratulations to the class of 2022, and nothing but the best in your future endeavors. I'd like to now introduce to you the president of the class of 2022, Ayush R. Shingavi.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Sullivan. Today seemed like a day that would never truly occur. While we knew it was inevitable, sitting here on this field, we get to truly take a glimpse at those around us and realize that the last major milestone that was always in our purview is finally here. And so, for one last time, on behalf of the class of 2022, I'd like to start off the ceremony by welcoming families, friends, faculty, and most importantly, my fellow graduates. Fellows, we made it. Some of us worked very hard, some of us worked, and some of us got lucky, but one way or another, we're all here today. So let's take a second to look back and reflect on our time as Red Devils. We began our high school careers in the fall of 2018. Following a summer riddled with anticipation and excitement, freshman year began, and we were immediately met with our first set of challenges. We learned to navigate the confusing halls and cut-throughs that saved us time and energy. We adapted to a belt schedule that changed several times throughout our 4 years, and we became acclimated to the rigor of high school academics. We also joined our respective sports teams and clubs, beginning new adventures in both. As the year progressed, we had our first pep rally where we somehow had no one wearing the right color. We also had our first high school dance semi, through which we bonded closer as a class, getting to see for the first time the amazing dancing skills of the class of 2022. We closed out freshman year with a newfound sense of confidence. We had no idea what was going on, but we rolled with the punches and acted like we did. Somehow, this prepared us for the upcoming obstacles we'd be faced with in the coming years. Soon enough, sophomore year rolled around. After an amazing summer in which we had our annual drought and each and every one of us read our mandatory summer reading books, we began our classes with more on our plate than ever. We took our first APs, discovered what we were passionate about, and started coming into our own within athletics, discerning what we were truly good at. We made it out to the football games under the lights, had our first and last snowball, and had our final semi-formal dance. And slowly but surely, the driver licenses began trickling in. Things seemed to be moving in a continual direction, and we began getting comfortable with what high school had to offer. Then, on Friday, March 13th, 2020, we left school, and the course of our lives changed forever. Now, I promised myself in the class that I would talk about COVID as little as possible, so I'm going to describe how it affected us in sophomore year through 5 key things. Google Meet, free 100s to finish off our sophomore year grades, the beginning of lifting addictions, isolation, and TikTok. We found a way to stay connected even though we were so far apart, and just like that, the year before, we rolled with the punches and ultimately made it out mostly unscathed. Now comes the time for one of the most tumultuous years of not just high school, but I think our lives as a whole. Junior year began, and we were one of the most divided that we had ever been, out of necessity but not by choice. We were split into 3 distinct cohorts and followed a hybrid schedule that allowed us to roll out of bed at 8:44 to tune into our 8:45 remote classes. We began prepping to take the SATs and ACTs and took more APs than we cared to admit. We jacked up our schedules with sports and clubs and began thinking about college. The staff and administration worked as hard as they could to ensure we lost out on as little as possible, and for that, we sincerely thank each and every one of you. As the year went on, we learned how to utilize PhotoMath and Quizlet to our benefit. We adapted to the realities we were faced with. Oftentimes, junior year is dubbed as the hardest year of high school. And with all the class 2022 had to take on, I would argue that junior year was likely one of the toughest challenges that each and every one of us was able to tackle and overcome with the highest rates of success. We just kept doing what we did over the last 2 years and continued to roll with the punches, never losing sight of our goals and ambitions we had come to discover. Here we are, senior year. The year started with the pressures of the college admissions process, taking the SATs a few last time, and finally the year of last began. The last season for many sports, the last competitions for many clubs, and the last time we would all stand together as the class of 2022. We packed the countless football games, followed the basketball team as they made it all the way to the Final Four, went on our last trips with our amazing club advisors, and finished out our academic careers. We got into and rejected from several amazing universities, had our first and last prom, and found a sense of conclusion coming to light as many of us went on internship and found our own schedules at bay. Just as we did over the last 4 years, we continued to roll with the punches, and this year, we threw some of our own. Now, how can we measure our time at BHS? We can measure it in semesters, grades, or hours spent in assemblies, but I encourage you all to measure it differently. With the incredible 4 years we've had, let's remember BHS not by what we lost, by the friends we've made, the people we've met, and the teachers that have changed our worldviews. Time and time again, the class of 2022 has been tested in every which way. I keep saying we rolled with the punches as a way to demonstrate that we are resilient and we are adaptable. Each and every one of you has untapped potential, and it's up to you to decide how you use that potential. As we enter the world with a new outlook on life, society likes to tell you that there are things that you have to do, that there are things that you are required to do. I challenge you to question those things and find a way to build your own path. Find success, but have fun, live a little. As Steve Jobs once said, your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. To Burlington High School's class of 2022, we did it. Our time flew by so fast, but it's your job to continue to find your moment. Focus on what truly matters and capture what's worth remembering. With that being said, I want to take a second and capture this moment. I'm proud to say that I'm part of such a smart, talented, and capable group of young people. I wish each and every one of you the best, and thank you for an unforgettable 4 years. For the last time ever, make it a good one, BHS.
Thank you, Ayush. It's now my distinct honor to present our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Eric Conti.
Good afternoon. What a beautiful day. Incredible. I would like to begin by recognizing and welcoming the members of the Burlington School Committee, the parents and family members, and of course the class of 2022. I also want to recognize the high school custodial staff and maintenance staff and the park and recreation folks for their hard work, especially for setting up for today and keeping our buildings sanitized for everyone's safety throughout the year. I would also like to thank the support staff across the district who works so hard to make sure all the details of our operations get completed every day. Throughout this past year, everyone has done an incredible job to keep our schools open for learning, so thank you to all of them. My traditional graduation remarks always include the themes of gratitude, service, and support interwoven throughout to highlight the many people who have contributed to helping you reach your destination today. But this year, more than ever, this gratitude extends to each of you graduates sitting in front of me. Although we all started this year thinking it was going to be a welcome return to normal, we were all soon reminded that because of this pandemic, we're all living in a new normal. We are incredibly proud of how you all handled yourselves in response to a constantly changing landscape of pandemic guidelines. The support you gave each other, the leadership you demonstrated, and the service you provided to those in need is truly impressive. In addition to the pandemic, our country, our state, and our community are all being confronted by the long-standing societal issues of racism, gun violence, climate change, and political polarization, to name but a few. I believe you are all better equipped to solve these problems than those of us, including myself, who still seem to have difficulty unlearning what we had learned so many decades ago. We have so many old habits to break. The Dalai Lama said, "We have to remember that each and every one of us is part of humanity. We must be determined to achieve positive change, but also to take a long view of what needs to be done. What is important is not to become demoralized. Optimism leads to success. Pessimism leads to defeat." Your advantage, class of 2022, your superpower, is that because you have already faced the unprecedented hardship of the pandemic, you are now more equipped than anyone before you to face future challenges with optimism and a fresh perspective. While it's true that you are all standing on the shoulders of many who have come before you, and we have all come a long way together, I think it's going to take your fresh eyes to help us all continue our journey towards a better future. Some of your classmates are choosing to serve us all immediately after graduation and to work for positive change. I want to acknowledge them and ask them to stand right now. Could I ask Tanya Cavalcante? She's going to be joining the Air Force after a gap year. Tanya? Rodrigo Dos Santos is going to be joining the Air Force. Rodrigo? Paul Dundon. Paul is going to be joining the Marines. Ted Percy. Ted is also going to be joining the Marines. And Nicholas Silva. Nicholas is going to be joining the Navy. As you all leave Burlington High School, wherever you're headed, please remember to thank those who have supported you along the way. There are many people and businesses in Burlington who support the district anonymously and without expectation of reward, even some with no direct connection to our schools. They are responsible for many of the opportunities you have all had the chance to experience while here. Also, your teachers, as Mr. Sullivan mentioned, preschool through senior year, have all worked tirelessly to fortify you with the ability to think independently and to better serve our constantly changing world. Their incredible efforts and talents have never been more needed and more selflessly given than they have this year. Please make time to thank them. Finally, and most importantly, make sure that you thank your parents and guardians. I would never be able to capture with words all that your parents and guardians have given to you, sacrificed for you, and will continue to provide for you as you move forward. You can repay them your debt of gratitude by striving to do as the Dalai Lama said, and remain determined to achieve positive change. In closing, I will leave you with these words from James Baldwin, a 20th century novelist, playwright, and activist. Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. You have all faced adversity and have demonstrated the resilience and skills to thrive as you move forward in life. Everyone who has supported you is happy for you, is proud of you, and is more optimistic knowing that you will use your hard-earned resilience, your skills, and your fresh perspectives to create a better future for us all. Congratulations and best of luck to the class of 2022.
Thank you, Dr. Conti. It's my pleasure now to present to you Burlington School Committee Chair, Mrs. Catherine Bond.
Thank you, Mr. Sullivan, Dr. Conti, fellow school committee members, administrators, staff members, family, friends, and especially the graduating class of 2022. Thank you to all who coordinated and put together today's event and all the events of the graduating seniors. You always do such a wonderful job. To be here today is an honor. 4 years ago, I was a proud parent sitting in the audience watching my daughter graduate from Burlington High School, just as you're proud parents, guardians, and friends. I recently experienced being a proud parent in the audience once again for my daughter's college graduation. Please take a moment to look around and thank all those who've helped you along the way, your parents, family, teachers, and volunteers in the community. Remember this moment, and when it's your turn, I'm sure you'll give back in a similar way. Your class has had anything but a typical high school experience, but I'm sure you have learned resilience and flexibility is adjusted to much change. There has been a lot of controversy and trouble in the world since you started high school. Most recently, the war in Ukraine and the horrific shootings in Buffalo and in Texas. I'm sure these events leave you with tumultuous thoughts, emotions, and questions. Take what you have learned from your education, ask questions, read, research, and make educated decisions about your future and contributions you want to make in the world. Some of you are moving on to college, some to trade schools, some may be taking a gap year, and some of you are going into the workforce of the armed forces. My observation has been that today's students seem to put immense pressure on themselves to know exactly what path to take. My advice is to relax. It's okay if things do not go as planned. If something doesn't feel right, changing your mind and your path is okay. I'm confident that when you began high school, what you first envisioned is not exactly what how your experience unfolded. Those unforeseen experiences changed you to become resilient and flexible. Similarly, work and college experiences will expose you to new, unforeseen challenges that will lead to self-discovery and growth that will open your eyes to new possibilities for the future. It's okay for your path to change or waver. I can assure you that many of the people sitting in the audience today are not in jobs directly related to the education they received, including me. Education and experience help each of us explore what seems right and find a way to get a foot in the door in the places we find interesting. My daughter, who changed her major and received 2 minors while navigating her college journey, wrote a reflection paper for her capstone about her college experience. I was honored, okay, let me admit, she allowed me to read her paper. I would like to share a part of her paper with you. Quote, "If I could talk to myself as an 18-year-old, I would tell myself not to worry. I would tell myself that everything will go much better than okay. I would tell myself that I would find great connections with peers, professors, faculty, and something I love doing, and improve personally and professionally. My college experience feels like the beginning of something great. I have so many avenues to try out and think about in my pursuit of a good life." End quote. Her professor told her to remind her 22-year-old self that same thing. The class of 2022, this is the beginning of something great. This is a big step in pursuing a good life, exploring new avenues, and making the best of your situations. No matter what path you take, stay true to who you are. Congratulations to you all. Be proud of what you have accomplished, and have fun at the graduation party and whatever celebrations you attend. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Bond. It's my privilege to now present the class of 2022 valedictorian, Sean William Gallagher.
Hello, parents, faculty, administrators, family, friends, mom and dad, Thank you all so much for coming out today to support the amazing students you see sitting in front of you. My classmates and my friends, the Burlington High School class of 2022. Wow, can you all believe we've made it? It feels like just weeks ago we stepped into our kindergarten classrooms for the first time. 2022 felt ages away, a crazy date in the future that would never come. I remember seeing adopt-a-class signs at elementary school carnivals and truck days, and 2022 always seemed so far away. Yet here we are, 13 years later, saying goodbye to the town that raised us and moving on to bigger things. I remember sitting in circles during our first days of kindergarten class, sharing what we wanted to be one day. The answers were those you'd expect of kindergartners. I want to be president. I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a doctor. Or in my case, I want to be a millionaire. We spent 6 years at our respective elementary schools, with a select few lucky enough to be at the best one, Francis Wyman, before heading up to middle school, yeah. The last years of the Abadi era. In the halls of MSMS, we would banter about our life aspirations while trying to survive the smelly hallways and all too common grout fits. Now, when asked the same question about what we hope to be one day, you would start to hear answers like, I want to be an engineer, I want to be a marine biologist, I want to be a lawyer, or in my case, I was finally realizing that I wanted to be the president. After 3 years of teenage angst in the series finale of vaudeville, we finally moved up to high school, the place where we would start to discover ourselves. In high school, we learned a whole lot about a whole lot of things. Mrs. Tharp taught us that ass is not a postulate. Dr. Gould taught us that if you care too much about what everyone thinks of you, you will die lonely and sad. She also taught us how to cook a good Thanksgiving turkey. Low and slow, baby. Low and slow. Miss Janovitz and Miss Wolfenden taught us all of the assertion verbs that you have heard in my speech so far, so shout out to them. Profe D'Souza taught us the art of hustling, so we got to thank her for my 99-cent a month Hulu. Mr. Khan definitely taught us. Mr. Leonard taught us, and you can all say it with me now, the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Thank you. Mr. V taught us that banana chips can make you bloated, and that the word for apples in Spanish is manzanas. Mrs. Potters helped our AP Chem class find a love for titrating phenolphthalein. And the school nurses made sure each and every one of us learned they did indeed have Connor's physical. On a more real note, however, while all of the BHS teachers did teach us quite a bit, they more importantly helped us find ourselves. And now, when asked the exact same question of what we want to be one day, my answer tends to be a resounding, who the hell knows? Sadi Carnot's second law of thermodynamics reads that in all spontaneous processes, the entropy of the world increases. Basically, his law states that the world is constantly descending into more and more chaos with everything that we do. And while my parents advised me that telling a crowd of graduates to be that the world is doomed to chaos wasn't the best idea, I think that there is something worth taking from that message. The world is condemned to chaos, so you must take the time to find what you love and to live every moment of life to the fullest. Because why waste one singular second of precious time on this earth being anything other than yourself or doing anything other than what brings you joy if the world is just going to go to chaos anyways? And I think that we have all experienced some sort of situation in which that idea is applicable. So if I can leave you all with one piece of advice, it would be this. Embrace the who the hell knows. Choose the major or career path that will make you happy, not the one that will bring your parents the most joy or garner the largest paycheck. Send that text you've been contemplating sending for months. Say hello to the shy kid roaming your college dorm or eating across from you in the dining hall, because for all you know, that stranger today can change your life tomorrow. Say yes to new adventures you never fathomed you would attempt. Call a friend you haven't talked to in a while and remind them what they mean to you. Bury old grudges in the past and live for the present. Take that class you never thought you would be interested in. Take that leap of faith you might fear. Share a smile when someone else is having a bad day. But most importantly, never lose sight of your values and never lose sight of who you are. Be the you that makes you proud to wake up every morning. Because at the end of the day, the only person you have to impress is yourself. And embrace your own who the hell knows in whatever future endeavors you pursue. While you move on to your lives past BHS, please remember that you will always have a home here, in Burlington, Massachusetts, in 01803, with your favorite teachers, in the art rooms, in the gym, in the music hall, but most importantly, in all of these people I feel lucky to share the field with. Because the world is going to go to chaos anyways, and there is quite literally nothing you can do to stop it. So you might as well make the most of it. It has been my honor to share the Burlington High School halls with you all for the past 4 years. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for everything. And though I will miss seeing all your faces next year, I know each and every one of you will go on to do extraordinary things. Congratulations to us, the class of 2022, on this huge accomplishment.
Thank you, Sean. It's my honor now to introduce to you the class of 2022 Salutatorian, Elena Alexandra Latsis.
Hi, everyone. I want to start with a resounding thank you to my friends, families, and teachers who have helped me make it this far, and another round of congratulations to all of us for finishing our final year at BHS. The last 4 years here were rough at times, but we all emerged as better versions of ourselves. Tina Fey once said that confidence is 10% hard work and 90% delusion. I hope everyone here is confident in themselves, even if that confidence feels unfounded. Don't doubt yourself just because you're unsure of your future plans or worried about college. Everyone here shares those same worries. Stand proudly and greet those uncertainties with confidence and a strong belief in yourself. Everyone here made it through 4 long years of high school, and we should be proud of our accomplishments during this time. We shouldn't dwell on or fret about any mistakes we've made. Instead, use those temporary setbacks as an opportunity for growth. And as you watch yourself grow, you should let your self-confidence grow as well. During my time here, I grew from a ball of sleep-deprived anxiety to being a semi-functioning human being. And I believe it's because of the change in my mindset. I learned that, yes, I should work hard on important things, but I also learned that I should know when to pull back and let go. My dad used to call me his little perfectionist because I needed everything to be exactly as I envisioned it to be. He also said that in the professional world, perfect is the enemy of done. As I stumbled through high school, I fortunately realized the truth of his second statement. Striving for perfection would likely have driven me insane. Sometimes things just need to be good enough. I know that sounds like it should be obvious, but it's the reason I made it this far without burning out. I talked earlier about the importance of self-confidence, but I feel I should also mention its dangers. Don't let yourself get big-headed and cocky, or your confidence will be the end of you. Instead of a person who can hold eye contact in regular conversations, you'd be an extremely self-centered person who looks down on those around you. My freshman year, I was unbearable to be around because in addition to radiating stress, I was extremely proud. I thought that putting in maximum efforts into easy assignments somehow made me better, and thank God I got a reality check from my friends, because that's just unpleasant. I hope that all of you find the balance between confidence and cockiness so that you can hold yourselves with pride, but not let it consume you. I don't want to let my speech run too long, so I'll end with a short shout out to Signora Horley in the Italian program, both of which have always supported me and made school worth coming to. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Elena. It's now my honor to introduce to you the class of 2022 class essayist, Thomas Francis Ryan.
Thank you. Good afternoon, school committee, Dr. Conti, Mr. Sullivan, BHS faculty and staff, parents, invited guests, and fellow students. I am honored to be here today, and I would like to thank my parents, siblings, and especially my meme, who's here on this stage, for teaching me to value my education. Class of 2022, we have come a long way together, from the days of Miss Abadi roaring, tables up, chairs under, through an era of remote education, many days of masked faces, and let us not forget the memorable Halloween of Patrick Casey, when many of us proudly taped a photo of him to our chest. Here we are, about to cross the stage to begin the next journey in our lives as young adults. Pretty unbelievable. Over the past week, I have reflected on these last 4 years, and I'm struggling to make heads or tails of this high school experience, as it has certainly not been traditional nor easy. We are, however, undoubtedly an exceptional class in many ways. For myself, my academic growth came unknowingly from a sarcastic comment from a teacher. When I was in the 8th grade, my teacher asked the class what we wanted to be when we grew up. I replied, a doctor or a lawyer, and with that, she laughed and said, "Oh, Tommy, you won't amount to anything. It's too much work for you. You are lazy." And at that point in time, she was probably right, and arguably, to some extent, she still is. However, her comments struck me to my core and forced my 14-year-old self to reflect on my life and educational goals. I raised my personal bar that day. I decided that I wanted to do better and that I wanted to excel in high school. To that end, Burlington High School provided me with endless academic opportunities and caring and talented teachers. Dr. Gould, you taught me the value of routine and hard work. Mr. Khan, well, you kept me up at night questioning whether or not calculus is real. Profe D'Souza, you taught me that there's more than one way to live life. And Mr. Parkin, you taught me the importance of grit and having a growth mindset. I could talk for hours about all the different lessons each teacher at BHS bestowed upon me. My real growth, however, has come not academically, but rather as an individual. For me, high school wasn't always easy, and much of it wasn't really fun. I struggled with remote learning and the isolation that came along with it. When school finally resumed post-shutdown, I discovered the value of true good friends via an especially amazing lunch table. Shout out to Chris, Zach, Pat, Dylan, Kyle, Matt, and CJ. You remind me that there was more to life than studying and getting good grades. I cannot thank you enough for welcoming a nerd like me to the table. In actuality, we are a hilariously different group of individuals, and I learned the greatest lesson of all from you, the value of kindness. You all got me through the gauntlet that was Mr. Khan's calculus class. Simply put, you kept me grounded. You called me the human Google, interrupted my middle-of-the-night video games for random late-night pickups and fast food runs, and helped me to realize that it was cool to be smart. You not only helped me to feel accepted, but truly valued as an individual. Your kindness taught me to be proud of who I am, a red-headed giant with a love for Chipotle. More importantly, you taught me the impact we can have on another when we let our guard down, accept our imperfect selves, and listen and laugh. Class of 2022, we have all grown and changed, and as we move forward as graduates, we must work harder to bridge the divides and especially to help those that are struggling. It is the small acts of kindness that mean the most. Take the time at the grocery store to reach that item on the top shelf, or help load the groceries for an expecting mother into her car. Stop and talk to a person with special needs. Ask them how their day is, or perhaps invite a nerd like me to your lunch table because you just might brighten up their day. We can be the agents of change in a world that is upside down. When we take the time to listen, to forgive, and to connect with people, even those that are very different from ourselves, we can make a difference. Class of 2022, together we have experienced success, failure, happy times, and sadness. As we move forward, I ask you to remember the value of kindness. I close with a simple, kind-hearted story by Lauren Isley that I hope you take to heart as we begin our journey into adulthood. One day, a man was walking along the beach when he noticed a boy picking something up and gently throwing it into the ocean. Approaching the boy, he asked, "What are you doing?" The youth replied, "Throwing starfish back into the ocean. The surf is up and the tide is going out. If I don't throw them back, they'll die." "Son," the man said, "don't you realize there are miles and miles of beach and hundreds of starfish? You can't make a difference." After listening politely, the boy bent down, picked up another starfish, and threw it back into the surf. Then, smiling at the man, he said, "I made a difference for that one." Class of 2022, we can and will make a difference. We are exceptional. Congratulations and good luck.
Thank you, Tommy. At this point, it's with great pleasure that we will begin the presentation of diplomas to the class of 2022. You guys all want to stand up. Ayush Shingavi. Sean William Gallagher. Elena Alexandra Latsis. Tommy Francis Ryan. Gina Marie Accardi. Christian Ain. Have everybody stand up, Captain. Good. Everybody stand up. Sergio Ajak. Tanisha Alam. Jamie Elizabeth Almond. Arian Amarmani. Robert Joseph Anastasides. Anthony Andriolo. Akshay Aravind. Maria Clara Ari Brandown. Garrett Asher. Rhoda M. Babira. Samiha Esma Baig. Ethan Trindade Baldassara. Sean Bonsall. Logan Matthew Barber. Maria Clara Barros Correa da Silva. Fiona Emma Bell. Brooke Marilyn Bibbo. Fletcher Finbar Bilodeau. Ariel Marie Botello. Madison Kate Bowden. Taylor Marie Bradfield. Elizabeth Ann Bryby. Botoya Bundo. Maya Bundu. Ariana Bongiorno. Baylor Grace Burke. Flower Joy K. Burley. Lucas P. Caligari. Brian C. Capabianco. Caitlin J. Carney. Patrick Edmund Casey. Tina Calvacante. Kang Hao Chang. Veronica Chang. Omar Charati. Logan Anthony Shula. Max R. Clement. Casey Alyssa Collins. Isabella Dominica Colosi. Kyle James Calusi. Paul Joseph Conti. Kiera Jean Coughlin. Sophie LeMay Craig. Jacob Cameron Cronin. Ryan Patrick Cunningham. Sean Lewis Cunningham. Michael Ryan Curtis. Connor James Custance. Erica Chewinski. Brianna Marie DeLeva. Jack Joseph Damon. Anvi Daima. Carlos de Leon Coacha. Angelina Elizabeth Delgado. Hope Cassandra DeVoe. Paige Devereaux. Alexander Philip DeVincentis. You okay? I already did. I called Alex. Nicolo Gianni Demambro. Fidel Antonio Dionisio Vasquez. Samuel Richard Doherty. Haley Ann Doiron. Rodrigo Dos Santos. Zachary Thomas Doucette. Alexis Patrice Drossis. Paul F. Dundon. Lana Elmazian. Max Owens Fahey. Zachary Taylor Fatel. Nusiba Fatima. Paul Leo Ferguson. Quinn Patrick Flaherty. Diane Flanagan. Isabella Christina Floyd. Lelia Ludicia Mastavalia Fowler. Sandra Jean Fucci. Ronak R. Gada. Joey F. Galliero. Navia Garg. Isabella Marie Gill. Gabriella Lee Gillis. Michaela Marie Giordano. Orion V. Golden. Arthur Emmanuel Guvia. Clayton John Hacker. Samuel Harsani. William Robert Hatch. Serena Autumn Hawkins. Aman R. Harani. Luke Harrow Hirsch. Miriam Danya Hamina. John Michael Hoffman. Brooke Cassidy Hovas. Sego Aikida. Isabel Marie James. Sarah L. Lugine Jude. DeAndre Josine. Alina Sarah John. Brooke Alexandra Jones. Jessica Raj Joseph. Maria Juarez Ajak. William K. Kanike. Nigel A. Karunaratha. Kevin Wycliffe Cato. Justin Edward Kelly. Colin Edward Kerr. Hawa Bashir Khalif. Anjali Nitin Katra. Niobe Sierra Kagozi. Kenneth A. Kilfoyle. Nicholas Sun Kim. Ashraf Kimbugwe. Benjamin B. Kirabo. Aaliyah McLean Kalumba. Dominic Lamaretti. Keitel Enrique Landestoy. Timothy Alexander Larson. Haley Rose Lauder. Chi Hu Lee. Alexander Manuel Laguisimo. Shu Run Lee. Jonathan D. Lewis. Emily Catherine Lavolo. Richard Conrad Lionaeus III. Courtney Catherine Magnarelli. Shane Xavier Wong Mahoney. Gabrielle Louise Mallard. Michael Demetrios Manners. Armin Y. Manchurian. Adriana Grace Marinaccio. Joseph C. Marshall. Kara Gwen Martin. Jarvin Odeus Mas Ajak. Quinn Coogan Matson. Ronald Ezra Imbuga. Brady Daniel McGonigal. Kelsey Olivia McGurl. Casper Jacob McInninch. Reese Elizabeth McLean. Om Maida. Gage Christopher Melberg. Anthony Dennison Minicello. Sulika Osman Mohammed. Samantha Ann Morera. Caitlin Ann Murphy. Molly Ann Murphy. Ryan Daniel Murphy. Cynthia Nabasira. Georgina Malika Natiria. Nasrat J. Noshin. Anika S. Nagy. Thomas Newhall. Daniel H. Wynn. Aiden Stephen Noak. Ronan Stephen Noak. Fiona Regina Noon. Congratulations, guys. Ismail Stein Norellis. Maeve Catherine O'Callahan. Erin Marie O'Neill. Ava O'Rourke. Anna Catherine Otis. Holly Beatrice Outerbridge. Juan Estuardo Pacheco Zambrano. Talar Sanan Panosian. Ashley Amanda Parnell. Prince Sharish Kumar Patel. Rushil Bhavesh Patel. Sahil Patel. Sia A. Patel. Vin Sanju Kumar Patel. Nicole Michelle Pellegrino. Ted B. Percy. Gerson Perez Armas. Anna Pearl. Joseph Anthony Pastana. Jason Fiore Poland. Dominic Edward Porter. Matthew Thomas Pupa. Sarah Joanne Quinlan. Kush Raul. Alexis Virginia Rigalini. Malachi A.C. Riley. Hunter B. Robson. Emily Rose Romano. Yarielis Leonella Romero. Melanie Alexandra Rose. Jolene Russo. Madison Catherine Ryan. Daisy Ariel Sanchez. Colin Robert Sears. Logan Sear. Sarah Simbi Sendenshanga. Ricky Douglas Shepard. Anna Carolina Silva. Emily Matos Silva. Nicholas Maya Silva. Andrea Simpson. Robert J. Smith. Dylan Snelson. Brenda DaCosta Lima Suarez. Rachel Juliana Soboleski. Lily Abigail Sturdivant. Christopher Matthew Sullivan. Danielle Elizabeth Sullivan. Manuel Isaiah Supik. Justin T. Sutherland. Giovanni C.K. Corsi. Christian David Tagliamonte. Maya Elizabeth Tillum. Guilherme Cortez Tinoco. Josie Nicole Toland. Erica Maureen Torpy. Kylie Ava Tortorisi. Neva Tulathar. Timothy Joseph Vadness Jr. Charity Lucida Valdez. Kristen Miguel Vargas. Joel Kunin Varghese. Rohan Parari Varma. Lucas Votto. Ryan Joseph Vino. Paul A. Waba. Diana Castellina Watson. Ethan Joseph Wheelock. Sakishan Wigneswaran. Annabelle Catherine Willie. Sophia Isabel Wotasic. Chloe Megan Wong. Jessica Zapata. Barkot Mogus Ziohannes. Congratulations again to the class of 2022. My pleasure to introduce back up Class President Ayush Shingavi for the changing of the tassel.
All right, so we can all go ahead and take a stand. Congratulations to all of you. Let's go ahead, grab your tassel, and switch it to the other side. Congrats, guys. Let's all go ahead and sit back down. All right. Congratulations, class of 2022. We did it.